bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Tonight, family members of a woman who was shot and killed exactly 3 years ago are still looking for closure. In this report, the victim's mother is pleading with the person or persons responsible to come forward.
Somebody, I don't know who, somebody murdered my daughter, Kadisha. And it's been 3 years and we haven't heard anything. Nobody, there's nothing, no police officer or nothing. There's nothing. When I say absolutely nothing. We haven't heard anything. Nobody has come forward.
Today marks the anniversary of the murder of Mikel Wilkinson's daughter, Kenisha McBride, who was shot in the head exactly 3 years ago. Wilkinson says not a day has gone by that she hasn't shed a tear for her daughter, who was 24 years old at the time of her death. She is asking for family and friends to continue keeping her in their prayers.
I thought it would get easy, as the years go by. It's not getting any easier because, like I say, because I think we don't have any closure, but it's not getting easier. But, I don't wish the death of my daughter, I don't wish that on my worst enemy. It's a very hard thing for a mother, a pill for a mother to swallow, knowing that, she lose her child, in the hands of somebody else.
Since the brutal murder, Wilkinson has been taking care of Kenisha's 7-year-old daughter. Wilkinson says despite her young age, the little girl has a vivid memory of her mother and what has happened. She says she constantly reminds her granddaughter to put God first and to do what is right in order to grow up to be a good young lady.
It's been a nightmare for the last 2 years. All I can say is thank God for Jesus, because if I didn't know him, sweet girl, I don't know where I would have been. Because come the 1st of June, she started doing the countdown. I wonder why the child keep asking me all the time. When is June? Not knowing that she will remember and know what's going on in June 18th. And she's been doing the countdown ever since until today. She woke up this morning and said, I'm not going to school today. Because she knows exactly what today is.
This grieving mother says she cannot understand how someone can take the life of another without remorse. She's pleading for anyone with information on her daughter's murder to come forward.
I know without a shadow of a doubt that the person or persons that's responsible for her death, I know you're not sleeping. I know you're watching this today. And I know you're not sleeping. Please come forward. Or those of you out there who knows something, just contact the police and let them know, because it's not an easy road. We're not gonna be satisfied because we don't have any closure.
McBride says she has not heard anything from the police regarding her daughter's murder in over a year. Now, police tell us that the investigation into the murder of Kenisha McBride is ongoing. Meantime, the search continues for 2 missing Grand Bahama men. 56-year-old Andy Bolag disappeared on May 15th. The unemployed father of 5 was last seen in the Logwood Road area. At the time of his disappearance, he was wearing a red cap, yellow shirt, and black pants. 36-year-old construction worker Glenroy James Fox Jr. has been missing since March. His mother, Barbara Poitier, says the last time she spoke with Fox, he said he was in Florida. He says since then she received a call from someone claiming to be an official with the U.S. Coast Guard who said Fox had been arrested. Poitier says she plans to travel to the United States to try and find out what has happened to her son, Glenroy James Fox Jr. If you have any information on the whereabouts of Anthony Bolag, a.k.a. Andy, or Glenroy James Fox Jr., you should contact police at 350-3107 or 8-911-919 or call your nearest police station. Now, it's a serious problem, particularly among the youth. One local youth leader is confronting this problem head-on and has produced a book that he hopes will help to bring resolve to this issue. A local youth pastor has penned his first book on the topic of bullying. Pastor Wayne Carey has worked in the schools for many years as a counselor and has seen firsthand the effects of bullying and notes that the act can start as early as first grade. In his book, The Emotional Pain That Bullying Causes, he says he wants to bring solutions not only to Grand Bahama, but the entire nation. He says bullying happens in many forms and should not be tolerated.
They're being bullied in terms of, their lunch money being taken away from them. And so there's many different scenarios in that. You have a scenario in terms of just coming from a different background. You got Haitians, Bahamians, that goes on. And it's something that is real. And so we want to sensitize kids to what they would say to other students. Everyone in school has a nickname. And sometimes the nicknames could be degrading. And so we want to have kids to be aware that it's actually a psychological effect that when other kids are being bullied. And so we want them to be, we want it to be actually a school approach, not just some kids in the school. We wanted to bring that school approach to it.
Kerry says everyone must be on board when it comes to combating bullying. He says the book highlights the ABC, or anti-bullying club, that should be implemented within the schools.
Administrators, because again, administrators has to do their job also too. And I think if you have a school that is a safe, free school zone, that is a non-violent school, it only gives the administrators more time to do their work. And so what you want to do, you want to make the whole school aware of it.
To parents, Kerry says to pay attention to a change in personality, or if your child finds excuses to avoid going to school. He also notes that parents and teachers should pay attention to the students who are overly aggressive and to nip the behavior in the bud.
Until they are sat down, and basically when we deal with that, in my background in terms of as a conflict resolution strategist, a mediator, it's like you have to bring the point that behavior is not right. That behavior is wrong. And so once you bring to the behavior and you begin to teach that, because there's always, when kids react negatively, you can always use that as a teachable moment. And so you use that as a teachable moment where that they themselves would understand, question, that behavior is not acceptable. And so once you point out to them that behavior is not acceptable, and you use and give them some confidence too, because the bully, if he's bullying, there is some underlying issue that he has. And so sometimes when you reach out to them, it causes them to change in that sense.
Kerry says the book on anti-bullying covers every aspect of the act and solutions on curbing the problem. A reception to launch the book, The Emotional Pain That Bullying Causes, will be held this Friday at Pat's Uniform in the Millennium Mall.